How I wish Tinubu and Shettima have the courage to tell Nigerians truth that Ben Murray Bruce has told Nigerians below by Wumi Akintide. Can you imagine? So, what truth are you expecting, Tinubu and Shettima to tell Nigerians? And what truth did Ben Bruce Murray tell Nigerians that we need to know? Okay, we need to know that kind of truth. Let's dive into the details and understand what Wumi Akintide is trying to say here. The naira will not rise even if Nigeria sells more crude oil. Not only are we not getting money from present sales since the Buhari government took the funds in advance, but we are also not an oil-rich nation. We are talking about 1.7 million barrels of oil per day to a population of over 200 million people. Angola has just 15% of our population and produces over more oil than we do. So stop looking at oil for our salvation. If we don't persist in buying made in Nigerian goods and services, we will perish economically. Okay? Buy Nigeria to grow Nigeria. Okay? So even if you do not like me, do it because you like yourself. The days of subsidies, Naira are gone. The days of subsidized Naira are gone forever. There is no $1.5 billion to waste defending the Naira anymore. If you and I want a stronger Naira, we must defend it by changing our consumption habit. That is Ben Murray said. So it is now clear to all and sundry that the Buhari-led APC was an unmitigated disaster for Nigeria. We are all wrong to put all of the blame on Tinubu and his present government. If all things were normal in Nigeria, the APC would never have been re-elected at all. Exactly. But APC got re-elected by fluke and Tinubu became the beneficiary by sheer luck or destiny, not so much because of election rigging and manipulation as Atiku and Peter Obi and their supporters now want Nigeria to believe. And like I have said time and again in all of my articles in Nigeria, that is not to say that Tinubu is blameless. No, he is not. But it will be disingenuous to put all of the blame on his lap or doorstep. You are failing or guilty when you have a whole lot of explanation to do on things like your biological parents, the date of your birth, the school you attended, and the certificates you obtained. But that does not invalidate the fact that he clearly won an election he should have lost because the PDP, which should have defeated his party in a landslide, fair and square, not because it was all that good or better, but because it was the only viable alternative. The PDP had broken up into 4 unstoppable factions and had split all of the votes that it should have received in that election. So I won't be surprised if today now, the Supreme Court upholds Tinubu election and dismiss the appeal by Atiku and Peter Obi as lacking in merit or as an afterthought, and to save Nigeria from going under or degenerating into total chaos and disarray and political instability that Nigeria cannot afford or survive or overcome under the rule of law. But total breakdown of the rule of law and political violence caused by economic strangulation, ethnic rivalry and distrust, starvation, poverty and penury and genocide and lawlessness can easily dissolve Nigeria or force another military coup, which could be disastrous for the country at a time the whole world is heading for a predictable turmoil that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and the stalemate in Ukraine and Taiwan could ignite to easily start the Third World War if care is not taken. I rest my case. So what are we saying here? So you are saying that Tinubu actually won from the records, if not that the judiciary is trying to uphold his election, he actually didn't win. That is it. But again, the judiciary has connived with the executive to sustain them, and so that is what is going to be. Again, Tinubu has loads of issues that should have made him to fail from what this guy is trying to say, but it didn't happen because PDP split into several factions and formed several, some parties emanated from PDP, such as NNPP and Peter Obi that went to solidify Labour Party. Okay, so with all of that put together, again, he is saying we should blame Buhari for so many things. Buhari was a disaster in Nigeria, but unfortunately, Tinubu said he will continue from where Buhari stopped, so he should take part of the blame. He cannot go scot-free for it. He has a lot of things on his neck too, a lot of corruption and a lot of fraudulent cases on him that he's here to wriggle himself out of. Again, in the conclusion of all of this matter, just like I said earlier, judiciary, especially the Supreme Court, is going to reserve that right and prerogative to determine the judgment by their discretion. That is it. And their discretion is that they are going to sustain Tinubu, okay, to save Nigeria from a perpetual political chaos that may split Nigeria. So they will say if we remove Tinubu now, Nigeria will find itself in a chaotic situation that will be difficult to amend. So because of that, they will use their prerogative, their discretion to sustain Tinubu's election as president for the interest of unity of Nigeria. Now, that is where they're going, and that is a part of judiciary technicality. It's an unfortunate situation. Okay, so someone is saying he is liable because his ambition has put Nigeria where it is today. Tinubu is the one to be blamed most. He brought Buhari and didn't even criticize Buhari all the while. Please be honest with your article. Do not write to seek favor. Another person saying, if your father have balls, tell him to bring his own president or make himself president like Tinubu, the Jagaban of the universe. They're already saying that. So because peace must reign in Nigeria, even if